This week on The Big Picture, we give you the latest on the scandals swirling around News Corp, and Media Matters takes on Fox News' climate misinformation. Thanks for joining us. I'm Seth Michaels. Last week, we told you about the scandal threatening to tear down News Corp. They're accused of breaking British and U.S. law and using their immense power and influence to cover it up. The Murdochs testified before Parliament, but only after a wave of resignations, including News International CEO Rebekah Brooks, who was also arrested. The scandal reached U.S. shores as Les Hinton, chief executive of Dow Jones, which publishes the Wall Street Journal, resigned over the weekend.
Rupert here is on his own, and he's in over his head. He continues to lose key executive after key executive.
The story has lots of legs to it, and you can't just ignore it. You can't pretend this isn't going on, just because you don't like the narrative and just because you can't blame anyone for it.
But what about that other News Corp property, Fox News? Well, they covered it, but they didn't seem to like it. The AP, using Media Matters research, detailed how light Fox's coverage of the scandal was compared to the other networks. Immediately after that, Fox started reporting on new developments. Well, something like reporting.
What do you make of what this particular hacking scandal with the News of the World?
Well, the News of the World is a hacking scandal. It can't be denied. But the issue really is why are so many people piling on at this point? We know it's a hacking scandal. Shouldn't we get beyond it and really deal with the issue of hacking?
One of the other things about the media piling on, we've got some serious problems in this country right now. We are teetering on default. And what do? They talk about this.
That's some solid defense, Mr. Ducey. Even Bill O'Reilly brought it up.
But here in the United States, there isn't any intrusion of this story thus far on News Corp properties, none. Correct me if I'm wrong, Doctor. There's not one American employee of the News Corporation implicated in any of this.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Good try, Bill, but not true. As we mentioned before, Les Hinton has already resigned in disgrace. In fact, News Corp is being investigated by the FBI for possible phone hacking in the United States. Members of Congress are coming out, calling for investigations and congressional hearings. So yeah, it's a big problem in the States too. In case you hadn't noticed, it's just terrible outside. A massive heat wave has enveloped much of the country and is just now hitting the East Coast. If Fox were consistent in its logic and the standards it uses during the winter, it would have to call the heat wave proof that climate change is real. We're guessing they won't. Media Matters released a new video this week pointing out many of the ways Fox has distorted the debate on climate change. Here's just a sample.
This is our Fox News global warming alert for you. It is freezing.
Blizzard versus global warming. Who do you believe, Al Gore or your freezing butt?
A pre-winter into winter storm like Europe hasn't seen in years. Forget about all that global warming talk.
It's not global warming, I'll tell you that.
Another storm could be headed this way next week. Global warming, where are you? We want you back.
The effort to claim that a particular snowstorm denies the reality of climate change is, of course, silly. The problem that it creates is it makes it more difficult for people to recognize that there are some weather events that are consistent with the trends and with predictions of climate scientists that we should be paying attention to.
What I think it points to is this really proud ignorance on the part of Fox News. You know, they're really not at all interested in looking at the science and the peer-reviewed studies to see what scientists are actually discovering.
You can watch the whole thing at Media Matters Studios. But we leave you this week with a mistake. Texas Representative Louis Gohmert slipped up and let some of the truth slip out, that Fox News is just a machine designed to help Republicans. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
You know, Mitch McConnell's been around for a long time. Do you think that he is so afraid of what happened in 1995 that he'd rather punt on this than, to your point, lose the public relations battle with the president?
That's the way it appears. Because we haven't done very well in our head-to-head battles with the president. But all we know to do is to keep standing on what's right, what's truthful, and eventually, with Fox News' help and Fox Business' help, the truth will set us free, and it will make this country right again.